I'm so much more confident. And I kind of wish I had my own advice practice still. Like, I'm so much more confident on the value that an advisor delivers these days than I ever have been. Having spoken to so many advisors through the years and having seen sort of these really cool business models and what they do and how they display value and how they articulate sort of outcomes over a many year period, and giving that safety and security and that sense of, I guess, that sense of hope for the future. All these really sort of intangible things that advisors do, like, that can't be ignored. And the better that an advisor is at articulating that up front, which, let's go back to Ben Nash, for example. He does a remarkable job of explaining who he works with, like what type of people he works with and what he does for them. And to the point that by the time they come in for an initial meeting, like they already know Ben and they already want to work with Ben. And even though he's never spoken to them, but and so the like the concept of sales still exists. Like, you still need to get someone to agree to what it is that you're providing. But the better your marketing message is, and the better that you do of a job of articulating what it is that you do for people, the smaller the sales job is done on the back end. So if you don't do any marketing, you've got a huge sales process. If you do a huge marketing process, you've only got a small sales process, which is, I've just seen it work so remarkably well.
Well, it works really well. It makes your job easier. Like I said, once you've got that process in place, and you're also attracting the ideal clients. When I started my practice, I wish I could remember what it was, but I had this little list of, like, if this describes you, and it was a list of things that, like, obnoxious people do. Like, if you're the type of person that, what was it, like, leaves toilet seats up in other people's houses, or like weird things, like, kind of like, if you're a bit of a jerk, like, I don't want to work with you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And there were a lot of clients that would come to me and they were like, that really spoke to me, because they feel the same way too. Like, the power of weeding out the people that you don't want to work with is just as powerful as attracting the people that you do want to work with.
100%. Like, I couldn't agree more. Being clear on what you don't stand for is arguably more important and cuts through better than being clear on what you do stand for. So, for example, at XY, we say we don't handle complaining, and that's just because there's a million places to complain and there's a million things to complain about. But we're focused on sort of like, what are the best next steps to take? How to get better at acquiring clients. How to get better at coaching clients, and how to get better at charging clients, how better delivering ongoing service to clients. A lot of this sort of stuff is universal around the world. And what we don't want is a place for people to come and complain about things. And
That's awesome.
in the event that someone sort of misses that guideline, we'll just send them an easy message and be like, hey, you must have missed that little thing, but totally understand where you're coming from, but it's just not what we built over 6 years this thing for you to sort of just complain. And so we've been really clear on that for so long that what we don't stand for has now been just as clear as what we do stand for.